Hello everyone and welcome to my WinR 24 spoilers. Sally's firm position, Chelsea's tough position. Spoilers for Tuesday, September 16, 2025, on The Young and the Restless are available. Chelsea Lawson will be put in a difficult situation by Adam Newman. Fans can anticipate. Sally Spectra, meanwhile, maintains her position with Billy Abbott. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The Forced Hand of Kyle Abbott. First, let's talk about Kyle Abbott. Kyle will continue to try to start over with Claire Grace Newman in spite of their damaged trust. Claire didn't appear entirely in agreement, even when Victoria Newman stood up for Kyle. It appears that she may be prepared to choose a different route. Read more. Discover the events of YNR's most recent episode. The fact that Kyle is envious of Holden Novak also irritates Claire. Thus, Claire may be done, despite Kyle's desire for additional opportunities. Chelsea Lawson's difficult role. Adam will put Chelsea in a difficult situation. When Adam and Victor Newman last spoke, they talked about the AI software and how Abbott Communications was being used as a test subject. Adam also gave Victor the assurance that Chelsea wouldn't be an issue at that time. But this could pose a significant issue for Chelsea. She might have gone too far with this AI plan, even though she ultimately agreed with the hit article on Abbott Communications. Billy will always be important to Chelsea, so this could present her with yet another moral conundrum. Read this. Next 3 weeks of The Young and the Restless spoilers. Noah in danger, Sharon and Nick in chaos, and Kane's good deed. Read this next. YNR comings and goings September 15th to 19th. Super couple's wedding plans, leading lady in the flesh. Sally Spectra remains unwavering. According to Tuesday, September 16th spoilers on The Young and the Restless, Sally Spectra will not back down from Billy. Kane Ashby is prepared to listen to Billy's response. Billy appears willing to work out a deal with Kane, but Sally is adamantly opposed to this. Fans are aware, regrettably, that Kane merely intends to give Billy the impression that he controls the program when in fact he does not. Sounds like a cunning mental game. Watch this, Young and the Restless. 2 weeks of spoilers, September 15th to 26th. Holden and Claire's risk and Jack's crazy call. Sally is going to see Diane Jenkins Abbott and Jack Abbott, played by Peter Bergman. When Diane inquires about her well-being, Sally candidly states that Billy is on the verge of making the most significant error of his life. Jack did secure the financing, but perhaps Sally's warning may have caused the patriarch to reconsider. Additionally, Victoria has been getting back in touch with Nate Hastings. Nate appears to be spending more time with Victoria now that he has let go of Audra Charles. Is a romantic rekindling also possible? On Tuesday, September 16, 2025, which narrative are you most excited to see? Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. To find out what happens next, keep watching the soap opera on CBS or Paramount+. After a spicy interlude that goes awry, Claire and Holden are busted. According to rumors for The Young and the Restless YNR, Claire Newman and Holden Novak might decide to go farther with their romance by dressing alike in jail stripes. Let's go in and take a peek at their crazy night, which has the potential to go completely out of control. Repercussions. Claire was forewarned about Holden by Kyle Abbott, her jealous lover. He believes that the man is untrustworthy, but he is correct. Kane Ashby's employee Holden was instructed to become close to Claire. After a heated confrontation, Claire isn't listening to Kyle, but she might soon come to regret it. Holden ignored Kyle's warning to back off. As they continue to spend time together, Holden grows to love Claire. Are in the weeds. Not only is Kyle suspicious of Holden, but so is her mother, Victoria Newman. In fact, Victoria worries more and more about their connection since she is so certain about Holden. Tell us, YNR fans. Do you believe that Mother knows best in this situation? Hot YNR spoilers suggest that Holden will soon add some excitement and spice to Claire's life, so she might. The only risk is that Claire and Holden might be discovered. Victoria is worried about Claire and Holden. We are aware of Holden's secret regarding illicit actions he was involved in while in Los Angeles with Audra Charles. Holden demonstrates his continued shoddiness by cooperating with Kane. Will Claire's hidden demons surface as she becomes closer to Holden? We do know that Holden soon asks Claire to accompany him on what may turn out to be a perilous journey. Kyle and Victoria will be enraged and undoubtedly remark, "I told you so," if Claire and Holden do end up in any kind of difficulty. What about St. Clair's reputation? If she gets jailed, Kyle and Victoria would flip their wigs. What is that? Yes, she has a reputation as a potential family assassin. Spoilers for Juicy the Young and the Restless hint that Holden would drag Claire into some problems with him for which she isn't ready. Make sure to keep up with all of the current events on The Young and the Restless. For the most recent YNR news, spoilers, and updates, return frequently. Sit back and enjoy the greatest soap opera information available online. Because it never hesitates to place its characters in circumstances where every decision has consequences, every partnership might fall apart, and every emotion hovers on the precipice between passion and devastation, The Young and the Restless succeeds. Fans can anticipate nothing less on Tuesday, September 16, 2025, as Sally Spectra and Chelsea Lawson, two of Genoa City's most complex and fierce women, find themselves at a crossroads that could alter relationships, test once unwavering loyalty, and determine the course of the Newman-Abbott War. Because of Adam's unrelenting quest for power, Chelsea, who has long been renowned as both a survivor and a cunning person, finds herself in a difficult moral position. Sally, whose fortitude and tenacity have won her both detractors and reluctant supporters, is refusing to give in to Billy Abbott's risky gambit with Kane Ashby. The scene is set for treachery and revelation, the tension is high, and as Genoa City watches these ladies take action, the fallout will reach every area of the canvas. Let's start with Kyle Abbott because, despite Chelsea and Sally taking center stage in this episode, Kyle's pain permeates this broader picture. The trust between Kyle and Claire Grace Newman has been betrayed too frequently, despite Kyle's determined attempts to mend their connection. Claire's hesitancy and inability to embrace his attempts at reconciliation reveal a great deal about her internal turmoil. Even though she still has love for Kyle, everything is made more difficult by Holden Novak. Holden has positioned himself between Kyle and Claire, feeding Kyle's fears and escalating Claire's skepticism with his easy charm and covert purpose. The irony here is that, despite having made some dubious choices of his own, Kyle's jealousy causes him to become blind in the face of competition. Claire flinches as she realizes this. Instead of a spouse who clings to her like a dying man, she wants to be independent. Holden provides the kind of diversion that entices someone who is still establishing her identity. Excitement, a perilous thrill. Although Kyle believes he is fighting for love, he is actually losing the war against his own fears. However, Chelsea Lawson gets caught up in a much more dangerous web as Kyle's heartbreak plays out. Ever the provocateur, Adam Newman puts Chelsea in a precarious situation. His callous intentions were exposed during his discussion with Victor about using Abbott Communications as a test site for the AI software project. Adam will stop at nothing to prove himself to his father. To him, Chelsea is just a partner who will unreservedly support his play. Despite her complex past, Chelsea has changed into a woman who is unable to ignore the moral compass that is pulling at her. She grudgingly agreed to the hit piece against Abbott Communications, which was already a tough pill to stomach. However, the AI plan is a completely different story. It smells of betrayal as much as exploitation. Betrayal of Billy Abbott, the man she will always care about and who she once loved. This sums up Chelsea's difficult situation. She is torn between Adam, the man she can't fully let go of, and Billy, the man she still respects and may possibly harbor romantic feelings for. Although Chelsea's conscience protests, Adam believes Chelsea will be his quiet enabler. She always sees Billy as her child's father, a man whose imperfections are similar to her own but whose love was once a lifeline. Engaging in Adam's plan would be more than just a commercial choice. It would be a moral infraction and a betrayal of her own principles. Chelsea has changed her identity numerous times, going from con artist to designer, from bereaved mother to mental health survivor. A woman who understands the consequences of her decisions has been shaped by each reinvention. Chelsea now has to choose between risking losing Adam again and sacrificing her morals in the face of his ambition.
Sally Spectra's storyline erupts in flaming rebellion, if Chelsea's struggle is a metaphor for the calm storm of inner turmoil. Sally, a lady who bullied her way into Genoa City determined to establish her belonging, has always been a fighter. More times than she can remember, she has been discarded, mocked, and undervalued. Nevertheless, she keeps her composure, and her determination solidifies like steel at this very moment. Billy Abbott is about to enter into a deal with Kane Ashby, which Sally thinks will be the biggest mistake of his life. Sally views this as a matter of survival rather than only business. She is aware of Kane's reputation, his propensity for manipulation, and his ability to make empty promises. Kane intends to pull the strings behind the scenes while giving Billy the impression that he controls the program. Sally refuses to be cooperative despite her intuition screaming danger. She confronts Billy not only to rescue him from Kane's trap, but also to make her voice heard in a society that far too frequently attempts to quiet women like her. Billy is an impetuous, careless person who enjoys taking chances. However, Sally lives on the truth and is unflinching in this impasse. She is not only expressing her aggravation when she goes to Jack and Diane and admits that Billy is going to make the worst mistake of his life, she is sounding an alert. Even though Jack, the Abbott family's enduring patriarch, has stopped providing funds, Sally's remarks can yet get through to his hardened heart. Because Jack has never been one to disregard the need to defend his family, the Abbott name suffers if Billy falls. Beyond Chelsea and Sally, the drama also permeates Victoria Newman and Nate Hastings' lives. Both romantic and professional sparks are hinted at by their newfound intimacy. Nate approaches Victoria with a mixture of admiration and attraction once he is finally free of Audra's schemes. Victoria finds comfort in Nate's stability since she is tired of mistakes and betrayals. However, as Victoria's daughter Claire gets closer to Holden Novak's plots, their relationship might soon be put to the test. Mothers rarely make mistakes, and Victoria's anxiety about Holden might be foretelling. She sees what Claire does not, that beneath Holden's charm is a sinister plan connected to Kane's dishonest world. It's true that Claire and Holden's developing relationship has the potential to go out of hand. The spoilers hint at a spicy interlude gone wrong, the kind of careless decision that might put them both in hot water or possibly put them in jail. Holden is shown as a man whose passion is inextricably linked to his ambition because of his connections to Kane and his past dubious interactions with Audra. This flirtation with danger could reawaken nightmares Claire has battled to bury, since she is still troubled by her own history as a would-be assassin who was tricked by Jordan. Even if Kyle and Victoria's warnings are ignored, the inevitable "I told you so" lurks in the background, ready to explode when Holden's true nature is exposed. Viewing these crossing arcs from a distance gives a picture of women, Victoria, Claire, Sally, and Chelsea, all making decisions that challenge their resilience. Victoria struggles with parental anxiety, Sally with conviction, Chelsea with morals, and Claire with temptation. The women bear the burden of decision-making, but the males in their lives, Adam, Billy, Holden, and Nate, are the ones who set off problems and confrontations. Incorporating personal issues within the larger fabric of business intrigue and family legacies is the epitome of the young and the restless. The final decision made by Chelsea will probably have weeks-long effects. She runs the danger of angering Adam and their shaky partnership disintegrating if she disobeys him. However, she runs the danger of offending Billy and tarnishing her own reputation if she complies. In the meantime, Sally has to choose how much she will do to keep Billy safe from himself. Will she push harder, even at the risk of destroying their already shaky trust? Or will she back off and let him crash? Claire's decisions are also on the line. Will she follow the advice of those closest to her, or will she succumb to Holden's charm? The underlying reality is that each character's struggle mirrors the timeless soap opera themes of love, loyalty, and power. These dilemmas propel the story along. Chelsea's continued concern for Billy and her commitment to Adam are at odds. Billy's careless independence and Sally's devotion to the Abbotts are at odds. Claire's devotion to her family and her devotion to her heart are at odds. Ultimately, the decisions they make will alter the alliances that rule Genoa City in addition to defining their own storylines. This episode's complexity is what makes it so brilliant. It appears to be a tale of romantic entanglements and commercial scams. However, underneath that exterior, it is a reflection on integrity and trust. Chelsea must trust Adam, but is she willing to betray herself in order to do so? Billy craves Sally's trust, but is she willing to put up with his carelessness in exchange? Claire asks Kyle to trust her, but can she do so when she isn't sure of herself? A single day's turmoil is turned into a story that stays with viewers long after the credits have rolled thanks to these multi-layered questions. Therefore, Genoa City becomes the setting for a different kind of struggle as the noir shadows overshadow Noah's plot in Los Angeles. This battle is waged in boardrooms, bedrooms, and hearts rather than in alleyways or with detectives. Chelsea is on the edge of honor and treachery. Sally is a strong opponent of dishonesty and carelessness. Claire hovers between passion and devastation. And Victoria looks on helplessly and anxiously as her daughter ventures into danger. The choices are final, the emotions are unfiltered, and the stakes are personal. We monitor for this reason. The young and the restless survives for this reason. Because we see mirrors of our own battles in every difficult situation, every solid stand, and every risky gamble, in addition to the characters we love. And as Chelsea and Sally take their positions on September 16th, 2025, Genoa City's future changes once more, demonstrating that nothing in this world is ever completely safe and that nothing is ever calm.